many hearts have you broken with those great big beautiful eyes? Those great big beautiful eyes that tell such beautiful lies.
How many times have you kissed somebody like you kissed me then? I don't.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important message from the Prepared Mind Network.
I talked to a student recently at one of our woke college campuses who said she is required in every class to introduce herself and to give her pronouns. Well, I'm Ted Cruz, and my pronoun is kiss my ass.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is a 2 for Tuesday. The two are the hurricanes. We got what? We got Helene, and then we got Milton coming for us. A 1-2 punch to the chops. First that uppercut to the north, and then a straight pow into the west coast of Florida. It's coming for us. Let's see. I've spent last week cleaning up from Helene, and spent the first 2 days of this week getting ready for the next cleanup mess. It's coming. But it's remarkable to me that all they want to do is talk about, well, I don't know. It's just something isn't quite right. The storm isn't right. The media coverage isn't right. The fact that all of a sudden Kamala wants to get involved in Florida, that's really frustrating. I want to say thank you to everyone, though, for sending thoughts and prayers our way, to me, to Florida in general. It's just another hurricane. Now, I know that, if you get hit, it's a big story. If you lose your house, it's a big story. You lose your home, it's a big story. Your bunker gets filled with sand and water, that's a big story. We're all facing that. It just gets very... It's like having someone force feed food into your mouth. You just get tired of eating their shit. I know it's a hurricane 4 or 5. I know it's going to have high winds, right? But they're not adding useful information. And that's really what I try doing here on the Prepared Mind channel, is adding useful information instead of either just trying to, force feed people more and more bullshit, or just flat out gaslighting them. It's an odd world. It's an odd world. Now, anyways, enough of that shit. What do you guys want to talk about, right? What do you want to talk about? I want to talk about Governor DeSantis. I want to talk about political leadership for a few minutes. We've got on the federal level, we've got J.D. Vance as vice president. We've got Trump as president. You got Kamala as vice president, wanting to be president. And then you got Joe Biden, who doesn't know what time of day it is, but he certainly knows he doesn't like Kamala. Right? Then you got state leaders, and you've got people in the media. But it's really getting kind of wacky right now. Apparently, allegedly, it's been leaked out of the White House that Jill Biden got in some sort of physical altercation with someone on Kamala Harris's staff. I wonder, knowing Democrats and liberals, the entitled mentality of them all, I wonder how many of them think that because Kamala is running for president, that she owns the White House, that Joe shouldn't be in the Oval. I wonder if it's something like that. They feel entitled to have all the positions of power because, there's no folks, these fucking Gen Z and millennials, they think that their money, their parents' money is theirs. Even though their parents are alive, they're like, well, my parents are going to die. It's going to be mine. So why should I have to wait? Why can't I have it now? It's just unbelievable, the thinking. I'm sure that has something to do with it. But Jill Biden getting into a physical altercation. She's no spring chicken. She's not real young. So I imagine, it had to be very bad. They're imploding. They're falling apart. Joe Biden, this was fucking great, right? First off, DeSantis gives Kamala the just go, you hoe. Psh, right? Leave. Gives her the treatment. Governor DeSantis basically used political nuclear weapons on Kamala because she kind of freaked out and attacked him, went on the media whining like a little bitch because he would not take her phone calls. And Governor DeSantis said this about Kamala, quote, she's delusional. She has no role here. She's been VP for 3 years and never contributed anything to these storm efforts. She's politicizing the storm to save a failing campaign. In my opinion, Camel Toes has no business anywhere and certainly no expectation of being treated as an authority on anything. She is a sad sack of sausage slurping failure. That's my estimation of her. Now, after this exchange, Joe Biden stepped up and he took an essential, I'm going to call this a side swat, blam, on Kamala. And he said that Governor DeSantis has his phone number and that Joe Biden thinks Governor DeSantis is doing a fine job. Right? Just basically shit all over Kamala for complaining, saying Governor DeSantis is doing a bad job. And essentially accused him of politicizing an emergency and bringing politics into it. Are you fucking kidding me, right? Her failed campaign or failing campaign. Her campaign failed weeks ago. It is on the table, right? Getting daily resuscitation. Her CBS 60 Minutes interview is just making her look dumber than ever. She really has no business in Florida. I don't want her anywhere near my fucking state. Right? I watch what Governor DeSantis does for this state in every single emergency. And it is the most I've ever seen a governor do for his state. In California, I never saw the governor do much of anything except for, well, Gavin Newsom. He actually went above and beyond to destroy the state. But Governor DeSantis is probably the most proactive state governor I've ever seen or heard of. He does a good job. Ken Paxton in Texas is a great attorney general. But it's crazy, folks. There's a hurricane, another one coming right at us. And I've got my American flag ready. I'm going to go attack that thing. Apparently, it's going to show up after nightfall tomorrow. And they're still not absolutely certain. Is it going to swat us? Is it going to go to the north? Is it going to go south towards Sarasota and into Fort Myers? I don't know. All I know is it is just an odd hurricane. Wow. Get your questions down below. I want to know what you're thinking about. Everything is crazy. Everything is crazy. Warren Buffett. Everyone knows Warren Buffett, right? Berkshire Hathaway investment stuff. He has sold off billions of dollars in banks, specifically Bank of America, his stock in Bank of America. He was a major shareholder. Now he is less than 10% of the total bank. Why is he cashing out of Bank America? Yeah. Inquiring minds want to know. There's an awful lot going on, folks. And, when Kamala complains that Governor DeSantis is politicizing the storm, when she wants to use it as a campaign stop and a campaign prop, what does she want to do? Get out of an airplane, step down on the tarmac, take a shovel and scoop a little piece of garbage and say she helped? I mean, if there's no fucking money for North Carolina and South Carolina and Tennessee, what makes anyone think there's all of a sudden going to be money for Florida and Hurricane Milton? Amazing, folks, amazing. Peter Doocy just bitch slapped Karine Jean-Pierre, the little black un-American lesbian that's the White House liar in chief, meaning she's the press secretary. Ooh, I tell you what, Peter Doocy asked her, how come you have money for Lebanon? What is it, $157 million, $127 million, whatever it was. Just poof, here you go, have some money. But there's no money for North Carolina. Karine Jean-Pierre closed her book, stamped off like a little bitch. Again. She said, stop doing this disinformation. It's not disinformation. It was a genuine fucking question. Why did the president or the vice president, meaning Kamala Harris, where did Kamala Harris get off giving that kind of money away to Lebanon? And then talking about how we need to care about Lebanon and give Lebanon help. I've told you guys, remember, Lebanon is not controlled by the Lebanese people. Lebanon is a Hezbollah-controlled pseudo-political state. There's no government in Lebanon. It's essentially a free-for-fucking-all. Any money given to that government, if there's even a government to give it to, would go right to Hezbollah anyways and buy more bombs, rockets, missiles, and bullets to kill Israelis and Americans. But that's what Kamala Harris wanted to do, all while saying, you Americans, if you even fucking qualify for $750, it's just a loan. There's no help or assistance. None at all. None at all. And it gets worse, right? These helicopters, there's been now more than one helicopter. One was, it looked like not an Apache. One looked like a Black Hawk. The other was a Chinook, right? These helicopters have come in. You can see that the helmets they're wearing, the pilots, it's military-style helmets and gear, sabotaged at least 2 hurricane recovery supply zones in North Carolina. People have been sent to the hospital because they've been injured by the rotor wash, the wind coming off the blades. They've destroyed equipment. They've just scattered shit. They've caused all. Why? It's painfully fucking obvious, folks. Our federal government, the Washington, D.C. United States government, hates us. You, me, us. It hates us. Understand who they hate. Is it love when they say we want your children to cut off their dicks and their breasts? Is it love when they say we want drag queens in schools? Is it love when they say we want your kids to become trans and we want your students to be trans and the teachers to be trans? That's not love. That's destruction. When they say we want trans gay shit and we want to destroy the reduce the military's effectiveness, that's not loving the country. Calling parents domestic terrorists is not loving the country. They hate this country. Washington, D.C. hates us, and guess what? They are at war with us. That's why the weather manipulation, there's an awful lot of media and social media out there discussing weather modification. Even congressional representatives and congressional testimony and scientific papers are being produced that now their ability to manipulate, control the weather, they're probably pretty damn proficient at it, good at it, effective at it. It is not an unbelievable thing. It's not a conspiracy theory. You know what a conspiracy theory is? The government is on your side and is looking out for you. That's a conspiracy theory. Only the most brainless and hopeless and heartless people on planet would believe that government's here to help. Right. They're not. They're really not. Get your questions down below, folks. Get them down below. Now, where do we go from here? We've got an election in 4 weeks. 4 weeks till the election. Portions of the eastern Appalachians are toast. Florida's toast. We're about to get smacked again. We've been told there's going to be a what? A mass casualty event that the federal government needs to be prepared for? Why? I think they're planning on going scorched earth on us. I think there's a good chance that's going to happen. All you can do, folks, is the same thing I've done right here, right now, getting ready for this, this attack up and down the coast here. It's just being prepared. The hardest part for me is listening to all the bullshit. I just want some facts, then some other facts, not just keep saying the same thing 24/7. Right? There's a lot going on. In fact, just for you and us, we have a massive SHTF lesson, not having to do with how to prepare for a hurricane, but how to prepare for any major event. Right? Now, people in Florida, in the areas that are about to get swatted, they're being told by the police, by the radio, by social media, that you need to evacuate. You're all going to die. There's predictions. We're going to have 10 to 15 foot of storm surge. No, wait. Which is it? Is it 10? Is it 15? Well, it could be either. Well, then why not throw in 20? Some motherfucker even said that the storm surge is going to hit Orlando. Unless Florida sank under the ocean's water, the water will not touch Orlando. It's just, that's how stupid it is, right? But there's big lessons and all this fear. Guess what happened to them? All these people that hearkened to the government and said, I'm going to evacuate. You know what? They're stuck in traffic jams. There's cars that pull over. They're out of fucking gas. They've got nowhere to go, and they're parking either alongside the highways or they're parking in gas stations. They've got nowhere else to go. There's no fuel. They've run out of fuel, right? It has been bumper to bumper, crawling like a snail. I've heard reports of 2 miles per hour for 8 hours on some roads. You can walk faster than that. That's why people are running out of gas, etc. I'm telling you, folks. So the lesson here? Oh, yeah, the lesson here. Circle back, John, circle back. Major traffic jams, fuel shortages, people being stranded. If an SHTF event happens anywhere, you're not going to bug out. You're not going to bug out. Even if your shit's packed really, really well, you're going to have to drive all the way home to get it, load up whatever you need, and then head out. There's people that are just going to leave work and head out and jam the roads. There's people that don't have anything to pack. They're just going to try and evacuate. They're going to jam the roads. And then people in the locations where they want to be, they're not going to want other people there. They're going to blow bridges and cut up roads and park shit in the way and make roadblocks. It's going to make shit even worse. Even worse. So the point is, folks, where are you going to go that everyone else isn't also trying to get to? Where are you going to go? What secret place do you need? So I'm not going to give away anyone's secret location in the state of Florida. I know of one up north and I know of one down south where people are like, I am where I'm at. I am in the bug out zone. That's where I live. I am in the swamps. I am in the forest. I'm in the desert. I'm in the mountains. Like Vaughn is off grid. God bless you, buddy. Being off grid is so cool. He's been doing that for a couple of years now, Vaughn, backcountry prepper. But yeah, there's people, if you're going to bug out, you need to be bugged out before the shit happens. In any event, I know that some people don't have a choice. I put myself in a position where I don't have that choice. Well, that's the choice I made, is to be where I'm at. I want to be right here when shit goes down. What are you going to do? You do the best you can. That's really all we can do. Now, what do we want to talk about next? How about this, right? Elon Musk has now done an interview with Tucker Carlson. He says, if Trump loses, I'm fucked. How long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? When I heard that, I thought, well, he's actually right. Elon Musk and Donald Trump have already been the subject of a lawsuit by Haitian immigrants, shall we say, legal consortium that has been trying to represent them in court. They wanted Trump and Musk to be arrested for talking about Haitians, saying they're eating pets. They're eating the pets. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. And they're like, no, that's not us. We're not doing that. And so you should arrest them because people are treating us badly. Well, go fuck yourselves. You're not Americans. You don't get to be protected from criticism. In fact, we're allowed to lie if we want. We're allowed to make shit up. We're allowed to grossly exaggerate. And there's benefits that are good and benefits that are bad to all that. Now, today, I wake up, get a cup of coffee, do a little bit of preparing for this storm, and then I come back down inside the old Prepared Mind bunker, and there it is. Another video of an immigrant in Ohio cutting up an animal on someone's front fucking lawn. They think they can lie and then sue and have people thrown in fucking jail? Well, with a president like Kamala, a Marxist communist whore like Kamala, what do you think this country would turn into? Hillary Clinton the other day said what? That she was being too generous when she said, me and you are deplorables. Folks, deplorable is a horrible thing to say. Horrible, terrible thing. I might say it about Democrats. I might say it about Kamala supporters. Gays for Kamala, men for Kamala, anyone for Kamala. They're more than fucking deplorable, right? They're not even humans, because to believe that Kamala is good for anybody is to demonstrate you've got an IQ lower than a potato. In any event, you know, if we want to throw insults out, the difference is I'm not a national political figure. I'm not a former first lady, former senator, former secretary of state. Big difference. But to believe it or not, Hillary is absolutely 100% terrified of you. She's terrified of you, me, us. That's why she wants to kill free speech, because telling us we're deplorable is too generous. She wants us in either re-education camps or death camps. That's what she wants done with us. She is afraid of losing total control. Government is not supposed to have any fucking control. They can't even control themselves. How are they supposed to control us and do a good job? Well, they don't care about doing a good job. They want the control. They want the power. They want the authority. That's all they care about, folks. Right? So if Trump loses, Elon Musk has pushed free speech, and he's the one social media outlet that is I would give it a very good rating. YouTube has gotten better since Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X. Facebook has had to let up once Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X, because they can't compete. If they're just killing everything. They can't compete. Right? So what Musk did was he saved YouTube. Musk saved Facebook. Musk saved Instagram for us. He saved it by getting people, give them some breathing room. Now, you would think that if the Democrats and Hillary and Kamala could win in the arena of ideas, then they would. They would say all you want about us. Our argument is superior, but they can't. They cannot. So what do? They attack Trump. They sue him for a real estate deal that he paid and did well on, a loan. They sue him and try and throw him in jail for his attorney having an affair with a porn star, then using money that he stole to pay the bitch off. Okay. They sue and try and prosecute Trump for what? Secret documents that weren't secret. In Fulton County, they try and put him in jail, destroy his life because he complained that there was an election irregularity issue, the evidence of fraud and cheating. So they sue him for that. They try and say he led an insurrection. It's fucking incredibly amazing, right? He was never charged with insurrection, but the January 6th committee is about as full of shit as the Warren Commission, which looked into the JFK assassination. Hint, hint, hint. It's the same fucking people, the same backers, the same people controlling and pulling the strings. They want war. JFK did not want war. About one of the few things that he was doing that everyone could see. He didn't want war. Well, we got right into Vietnam the moment he got a bullet in the head. Trump did not start wars. Trump tried ending wars. They can't control the guy. They can't make him do what they want. So they wanted to kill him. There have now been 2 attempts, plus a bombing attempt on Trump. And they hate him, right? They've tried to kill him, sue him, prosecute him, destroy him publicly, insult him, violate his house, threaten his wife, threaten his kids, and the man won't quit. Right? He got shot through the fucking ear, and the first thing he does is stand up, pissed off, and rightly so. Fist pumps, fight, fight, fight. Right? That's where we're at. If Trump loses, they will go after Elon Musk. They will come after people like me. And too fucking bad. I'm not fucking allowing myself to get arrested by the FBI because I've committed no crime. Fuck these people, folks. It is time to stand up to them and tell them to their faces who they are. Let me tell you who some of the biggest cowards in the country are. Mainstream media, cowards, sellouts, charlatans, shitbags, shitheels, losers. Guess what they're doing? They're starting to question Kamala Harris. They're starting to go after. They're starting to ask real questions. Why would they do that? Why would they do that now? I mean, for the 60 Minutes guy to go, this is the real world. This is reality, right? This is not some fantasy bullshit game in college you play to see who can, be the coolest in the political science class. This is real life. What are you going to do with the economy? What are you going to do to fix things? How are you going to fix inflation? How are you going to fix this? How are you going to fix that? What's your plans? She had none, right? To them, it is a fucking game. But, that's it. That's really it. They don't fucking know what to do. And here's more evidence that all of Washington, D.C. doesn't know what to do. Every single time they try a trick, a ploy, a stunt, every time they try and do something politically or in their campaigns, it backfires. And it backfires badly. It backfires badly. Who thought it was a good idea to offer $750 to hurricane victims? Who thought that was going to do it? Who in their super educated, super powerful minds up in Washington, D.C., where they give away millions and indeed billions of dollars constantly to go, yeah, $750. That sounds about right. Unfucking believable. You know, if they said, look, North Carolina, we're going to give you $500 million to fix everything, roads, highways, bridges, cities, build new schools. We're going to make North Carolina a shining example of socialism, right? They could win some votes. People would be like, hey, they want to spend money on us, our own country. Hooray, good deal. Instead, they fucking insult everyone. $750 if you qualify and it's only a loan. You got to pay it back. Yeah. They aren't that bright, and they're going to continue to make themselves look like complete. How do I say this? They're just complete fucking dunderheads. Anyways, let's do this. Let's go to the inner circle. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about. Alrighty. Good God. Mr. Uman, I know we've got a lot of stuff here, and we got name redacted. He says, Bank of America holds the U.S. government's credit card accounts. That's interesting. So the United States government, you're saying, has credit card accounts, right? They got to buy stuff. The government's got to buy papers and pencils and bullets to shoot its own citizens. Right? It's got to put gas in their cars so their FBI agents can go out and harass Americans and intimidate Americans and scare them. Right? They have credit cards. They've got to pay for their porn. Right? So Bank of America holds that. If Bank of America goes under, what happens? What happens? Does that mean the United States government doesn't have to pay back those credit card accounts? Well, I mean, that's been the dream of everyone, right? The bank that owns my mortgage on my property, if they go under, do I have to pay it back still? Well, of course, right? Your liability is someone else's asset. Someone will buy that debt. Anyways, yeah. Bank of America, big trouble. The Federal Reserve does not have a credit card. Otherwise, they would love to use credit cards. But, you know, the U.S. government just borrows money from the Federal Reserve to pay Bank of America. Wait a minute. Now I'm starting to see how this works. Okay, the government spends the money, and then the U.S. dollars are given to the government by the Federal Reserve, who then pay Bank of America, who then donates money to Democrat candidates. Something like that. That's how that works. Thank you, name redacted, Mr. Uman. That is a lovely 2 for Tuesday, you know. And we got Roy the Crypto Boy. Hey, look, if you're not on the preparedmind.club and you're not on subscribestar.com, then you're not on here daily with me live. Monday through Friday. You could be here live in the afternoon like Roy the Crypto Boy. You could. Asking questions for free because you paid $2 a month to be on the premium service. It's like a massive discount, right? If you just do Sunday Night Live and you do a $2 question here and a $5 question there, it supports the show directly, which is terrific. But you can be here all week long. Anyways, let's get to Roy the Crypto Boy. He says, recent hurricanes, he's speaking of Helene and Milton. Originally, it was, that's interesting. You've got Helena. It's Helene, and I heard people pronouncing it Helena and Helena. Not Helena, Helena, but it sounds like Helena, and I guess who gives a fuck. So Helene and Milton. Recent hurricanes affect heavy Republican areas. Surprise! FEMA are leaving people in heavy Republican areas on their own. Surprise and pissed. Are they trying to affect the election by preventing people voting? That's what you would think, right? That's what I thought initially. I'm like, fuck, they're trying to keep us from voting. Right? The area I'm in is heavy-duty Republican. But, I mean, like I said, heavy-duty Republican is 60-40, 40% Democrats, 4 in 10 people around me are still fucking Democrats. They're still supporting socialism and communism, death to children, destruction of our military, open border, rape of women, abortions on babies. Remember when the Democrats would scream? The fucking stinking, smelly, ratty-looking hippies would call U.S. veterans coming back from Vietnam, they called them baby killers and spit on them and cussed at them and threw food at them. Baby killing bad, but what do they want to do? They all want to have an abortion. That's their fucking goal. Anyways, are they trying to affect the election by preventing people voting? Some idiot in the Pentagon, because I think the Pentagon is in control of the weather manipulation, said, yeah, we could stop the Republicans from voting. Well, you're going to stop a lot of Democrats too, you dumbasses, but we're going to stop those red areas from voting so the blue areas can overpower them. That's what they're thinking in their stupid fucking heads. Instead, they shit all over all of us. They don't help anyone out. And the rest of the country goes, what is the federal government doing? What is Kamala doing? She's giving money to Lebanon. She wants to give more billions of dollars to Ukraine. In fact, the state of Florida is thinking of changing its name to Ukraine to get lots of money. These people down there are pretty smart. Anyways, they've pissed everyone off. They've brought even more sunlight on Kamala, on Twinkle Toes Timmy Walls. It's shining the light of truth on them, and everyone's like, you guys, you're not fucking helping everyone. In fact, you're treating Americans like shit. You're ignoring Americans. And they've been doing it for years. This is nothing new. Ignoring the homeless problem. Actually making it worse. Ignoring the drug problem. Actually making it worse. Ignoring veterans' needs. Making their lives miserable. Ignoring Americans while helping other nations. Ignoring the open border. And allowing us to be invaded. Right? Their ineptitude is showing us exactly who they are. And it's pissing everyone off. They're trying to affect the election, but they're going to make it worse for themselves, is my take on it, Roy. It is. I don't want Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee. I don't want any states to be fucking hammered by natural disaster or terrorist action. But these idiot Democrats think, yeah, if we do a photo op, everyone will love Kamala. So she does a photo op and tries giving people $750. Everyone's pissed off. They're like, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Right? And that's it. Literally, get the fuck out of here. Right? Go shove that up your ass. And that's what people think. So while they're thinking they're going to affect it positively for them, they're actually affecting it positively for Trump and J.D. Vance and all the Republicans that are riding on the America First platform. America First. To Democrats, when they hear that, America first, you guys suck. They think of that as terrorist fighting words. We think of it as, well, isn't that how it should be? Shouldn't we care about our country first? People are all over social media. Go, and they're saying, Kamala, get on a fucking plane, go over to Ukraine and tell them they're not getting their money. Or get on the plane, go over there, and load the plane up with all the money that's been given to them and fly it back. Just last week, some Ukrainian fucking government bureaucrat piece of shit had their house raided because it was full of fucking American Federal Reserve cash. Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars stacked up, stolen. And we're supposed to fucking feel good about that? Unbelievable. Thank you, Roy. Mr. Uman. I sure hope you're having a good day, dude. Any hurricanes going to hit up there in Chicago? I hope not, man. I can't imagine. Fucking hurricanes are afraid of Chicago. Uman says, talk to one of my trucker friends this morning, AM. He says that normally after a major hurricane, they have tons of loads going into the affected areas. He said this time, no loads, not even FEMA loads. Well, we do know that churches around the east and the southeast and the deep south are accepting charity. They're doing fundraisers. They're doing food drives and donations, and they are shipping goods in. Of course, they were being intercepted. They were being confiscated. They were being stopped and turned around by Democrat politicians, by Democrat fire chiefs, by Democrat sheriff's deputies, by Democrat city people, by FEMA, Kamala's FEMA teams. But they're all being stopped now because of social media. You and me, us, people like us, you share that internet address up there. You thumbs up stuff. Social media is networking with each other. And people have learned what the fuck is going on. That's why they want to control social media and silence us. They want us silenced. So we can't tell the world what it is they're fucking doing. Well, word is out. You can't just murder tens of thousands of people in, the Asheville, North Carolina, greater Appalachian area. Leave them to rot. Leave them as dead. Plow them under, literally, where they lie. Just fucking bulldoze entire towns and pile people and cars and blocks of wood and cement into a huge pile and just fucking ignore it. That's what they want to do. This is what the evidence suggests. Interesting, though, this time no loads, not even FEMA. I mean, you want government fucking ineptitude? FEMA did. They donated 3 pallets of chainsaws for the people of North Carolina so they could start doing some cleanup, helping them out. You know what? They sent electric chainsaws. Probably because they were thinking, those are low carbon. Those are carbon free. Yeah, no carbon. These towns have no power. And you gave them electric fucking chainsaws. Caterpillar brand, no doubt. Cat. Saw the pictures myself. Electric fucking chainsaws. You want some chin scratching, right? When they do finally do something and they publicize it, they show us how fucking retarded they are. Or they show us exactly what they really think of us and how much they hate us. Fuck them. Literally, folks. No more. It ain't worth it. They're not worth anything. These people are completely worthless assholes. Who wants to be next? Thank you, Mr. Uman. Great topic. Seriously. Lots to talk about. And it's Mikey G. He says, bugging out was always a pipe dream of last resort. It's a great idea. And I mean, understand me, if you live in a high population, high density city, getting out is going to be choke. If you live in a moderately small city, if you live in a town, we're going to call it a town, a city of less than, say, 50,000 people, 20,000, 10,000 people, and you need to get out of town, it's not a problem. As long as there's a few roads leaving town, but it's not a problem, right? But if you live in a big city, the idea of bugging out after the event makes you a refugee. Now, again, if you live in a smaller city or a town, like I said, 50,000 people or less, an event can occur and you can bug out and go to your bug out commando home. But if you live down in, Tampa, Fort Myers, Miami, Jacksonville, where's Tallahassee? It's not there. It's Tallahassee, Pensacola. But if you live in one of those towns, forget it. Where are you going? But people are going to try. They're going to try. I think near Tampa Bay is MacDill Air Force Base. I wonder what they're trying to do over at MacDill. All right, are they trying to destroy the Tampa Bay area? Does someone in the federal government not like the Buccaneers? Do they want to chase people out of there? So, I don't know. People like Oprah can buy everything for nothing? Unbelievable. Truly is. Yep. Anyways, Mikey G, thank you very much for the great support, always being here and always having a colorful opinion, thought, and ideas. Let us continue, though. Mr. Uman, we've got 15 minutes left. What do we want to discuss? Here we go. Mr. Chin Music. And I got, 1, 2, 3 emails from you during the show, man. Hey. He says, Uman, in Florida, there are there are 2 highways out.
I think he means 1, maybe 2 highways out.
There we go. Okay. This is tough to read codes. He says in Florida, there are maybe 1 to 2 highways out. You have to leave 4 to 6 days ahead. The fuel stopped getting delivered long before most bug out. I lived there for 10 years. Okay, from what I know of Florida and the South here is when a hurricane's coming, they start ordering fuel to be shipped in as much as they can and up to and until the storm is there. Like anywhere from 12 to 24 hours before that, they shut everything down. Everything's shut down. But when everyone sees a storm coming, they all go fill up on gas first thing. Then they go buy toilet paper and paper towels because I don't fucking get that. Anyways, but yeah, you have to leave way ahead of a hurricane. 4 to 6 days, yeah. Now, here's the deal with this Milton guy here, right? We heard about it Saturday afternoon, and it's supposed to strike Wednesday afternoon. So that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4 days. That's from the moment I heard about it. I didn't even know how strong it was, if it was really going to hit us. It's just I heard about it. So, yeah, if you have to leave 4 to 6 days ahead just to get out and make sure there's fuel and you'll make it, well, plus you've got to what? Reserve an Airbnb or get a hotel room. Guess what? Airbnbs were being double booked, meaning someone would show up ahead of the other person. They'd take the place and tell the other person, pound sand. Get your money back. Not my fucking problem. Wow. Yep. Bugging out, not a big deal, not a great deal. You got one highway that goes up the East Coast from Miami, basically up through Jacksonville and out. Through the center of the state, you got this highway, I think, called 75. And then along the western coast, you've got Highway 19. But there's just not a lot of ways out. It's a pretty large state. But it is long from top to bottom. I've driven from top to bottom. But yeah, it is there's so many people. Difficult to get out. Just like any other big city metropolis that's got a couple of highways in, a couple of highways out. Tough stuff. Yeah, anyways, bugging out, difficult to do. Small town, not a problem. Big city, forget it. Which is why, and the other reason was I decided to bunker in. I got the bunker. Why wouldn't I bunker in? Right? The damage is going to happen whether I'm here or not. What am I going to do? Go sleep in my truck somewhere? Forget it. Right? I'm not going to leave all my food to rot, all my stuff to get fucking looted. Forget it. Right? Last thing I need to do is come back and have a bunch of pro-Palestinian squatters in my fucking bunker living room. Not a good scene. Okay, anyways, thank you, Mr. Chin. Great topic, great discussion points. And now we've got more coming. We must. And Uman says this, in a hurricane update, a reporter asked in an annoyed tone of voice, why would you cut off the debris removal so early, as in today at noon? And the answer is perhaps because the workers have to prep and take care of themselves and evacuate their families also. The self-righteous, entitled libtard media. Yeah, they want to attack DeSantis for calling off the cleanup. He has done an incredible job here, folks. He did it 2 years ago with Hurricane Ian. Was that 2 years ago already? Holy shit. Or was it just last year? I can't remember. I think it was 2 years ago. in any event, right? I'm working on one of the houses I'm at, and we're cleaning it up and getting it ready, hurricane prep. The whole street, everyone's got garbage in the street everywhere. My jobs, I had dumpsters brought to so that people could throw their shit away and not have a bunch of stinking, smelling, rotting, fetid garbage in their front yard. Anyways, you could hear the sirens coming miles away, and then there'd be a convoy, anywhere from 15 to 30 dump trucks pulling in heavy equipment, going down to the beaches, going down to the low-lying areas that got flooded, and just cleaning like mad the last 3 days, knowing Milton is coming and wanting everything cleaned up as best as they could. That's what Governor DeSantis did. But yeah, the people that are doing that, they have their own lives. They have their own families. They have their own homes. Shouldn't they be allowed to take care of themselves? That's what I'm doing today. I'm not working today. Did not work, well, for the construction company I'm with. Didn't work with them today. No. Right? They're like, look, you come in Monday, bust your asses, get everyone taken care of, secure everything, bolt, screw, latch, nail down everything, and then take care of yourselves. I'm glad they have that attitude, because I wouldn't have been able to get out of bed this morning anyway. I was so beat up and fucking wrecked. Knees, legs, back, arms, right? But these self-righteous, entitled libtards, as Uman puts it, folks, you will see who they are. You will see who they are. They will cuss at you. They will curse you. And when I say curse, I mean like they want you to go burn in hell, because you won't just give them what they want. You won't give in to them. You won't make them happy, right? These Karens out here, they just want to attack. They're full of hatred and self-hate, and they're miserable fucking people. So they want everyone else to be miserable. And so they attack anyone who is doing good, like DeSantis. And if someone is not doing what they want, they'll attack them too. They attack everybody. Literally on one street, one of the homes that I've been dealing with, working on, built this giant 3-story fucking mansion with a fucking elevator from the garage up to the living floors and into the house on a single lot on the water, next to all these old 1960s ranch homes, which have been modernized, and some are really, nice and updated and remodeled, and some will have additions. But I built this fucking monstrosity of a house there for a large Trump supporter. Anyways, the liberals on the street now spend their time, well, until Hurricane Helene showed up, bitching and complaining. And after Helene, these fucking libtards, these self-righteous, liberal, hate everyone, liberal fucks, were screaming and yelling at people working for me. Right? All I do is manage job sites for the prime contractor. That's all I do, is manage the job site. Okay, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, do this, clean that up, fix this, right? Managing resources, working with the city, working with the owner, working with, right, all this stuff. Yelling at people who are there trying to do work. They fucking hate everyone. Wait until shit really gets bad. I mean, shit has hit the fan. In the wider sense, shit has hit the fan locally. Shit hitting the fan is about to get really bad. If they didn't like the 6-foot storm surge they got last time, they could get a 10-footer this time, depending on where this thing goes. But they're rude. They're full of hate, folks. These are the people that if they know you got food, they're going to tell everyone you got food, and they'll come after you. These are the people that if you've got guns, they're going to go tell their communist friends you have guns and try and fuck you up. These are the people that'll snitch on you and try and get you arrested or shot or killed. These are the people that support BLM and Antifa. Liberals, libtards, are the ones who support Hamas and the Palestinians and the Hezbollah types. They support that. They want all these illegals in this country. Yeah, even these millionaire fucks down on the beach. But they don't want them in their fucking neighborhoods. Oh, no, no, no. If you show up at your house and you're a minority, you better speak bad English and work for next to nothing, so they can complain about that too. I can't wait. There's going to be a big fucking purge, and I won't be sad to hear all the liberals have been, shall we say, liberated from their pain and suffering. All right, man. Thank you, man. Who is up next? We got less than 5 minutes. And it is Chin Music again. He says, man, ask John to send you the email I sent him. One of them went off of my liberals suck t-shirt. Chin, I actually read that, I believe, at the zoo. You may have missed that. I know you've been busy. But yeah, I actually read the email. He said, I let him have it right in the middle of the store. He shit his pants right in front of his skinny girlfriend. I'm surprised the liberal had a skinny girlfriend. Must have embarrassed. He said he embarrassed the hell out of her. It was good stuff, right? Liberals do suck. They really do. What did I do yesterday? I was wearing a Marine Corps t-shirt, I think. Went into a store, and people they're just polite as fuck. Polite as fuck. Kind, generous, and nice to a guy like me. Even there's one store I go to. It's a mobile gas station. Has some nice Indians work there, a husband and wife team, right? They run the place. I come in and they're extremely polite to me. Oh, what can we do for you today? Good to see you, Mr. John. Right? You want some honeyberry backwoods? Good. Oh, you want some gasoline or some propane? I'll take care of you. They're not super nice people. But anyways. Yeah, you wear a liberal suck t-shirt, you're going to get a whole different kind of attention. I love it though. I love the Trump hat I have. Either I wear it or it's up on the dash mat in my truck next to my recon t-shirt that's folded up there. I don't want anyone fucking with me, folks. I really don't want them, so I kind of invite it. At the same time, there should be a high level of deterrence, like the Marine Corps sticker on the back of the cab of the truck. Basically, it just says, it's like being a fucking porcupine. Right? Are you really going to fuck with me? Well, they don't. And usually it gets me positive attention, which is fine, I guess. If I'm going to get any attention, it's positive. But these Gen Z, these young kids in their early 20s, they kind of crack me up. They do. They don't know what to fucking do. What do they say? I mean, they don't know how to respond and deal with this is fucked up. Old people. They don't know how to deal with this old people. Fuck, I'm 54. Am I that old? I guess so. They just look at me like I'm some sort of grizzled fossil. But then I just say some funny shit and they start laughing. I'm like, dude, just fucking lighten up, man. Get off the fucking Ritalin and the Prozac. You guys need to chill the fuck out. In fact, there was an article I read. It was kind of an op-ed news. It was more of a story than news. And this young kid, and I think he was in his 20s, was marveling at a Gen Xer that he worked with. Gen Xer, someone my age. He goes, man, it's amazing. You get up every day. You come to work. You're never late. You don't make fucking excuses. You do your job. You don't take obscene amounts of breaks and complain about everything. You just show up. You do your job. You work the whole day and you go home at the end of the day. Because what's with you guys? My generation, all these millennials and Gen Zers, all they do is complain all the time. He goes, you're happy. And these fucking Gen Zers, these kids in their 20s and even 30s, all they do is whine and complain, and they take mental health drugs, meaning antidepressants, ADHD drugs, because they're all fucked in the head. That's essentially the upshot of what this young man was saying to a Gen Xer. How do you guys do it? How can you handle all the stress and the pressures of life? How can you deal with all the crazy shit how can you know all this stuff? You guys seem to know all kinds of stuff. And it truly is funny. When I go out to fundraisers, awards type things, I start talking to some of these young people in their 40s and 30s, these businessmen and businesswomen, and they've never heard some of the shit I talk about. They're like, how do you know all this stuff? I kind of get in trouble because I get like stuck in a conversation off on the side and spend, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes with someone, and they're just gobbling the information. It's like they're starving for real fucking information. And so that's why I like to talk about, all kinds of stuff because it invites me, it gives me a way to invite the conversation into deeper subject matter, right? It's not, I don't take a one-dimensional approach. Some guy wants to talk real estate. Fuck, I can talk real estate, commercial, residential, right? Sure, fine, whatever. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about interest rates and loans and fucking migratory patterns of America's running from fucking communists, right? Or you want to talk construction, you want to talk geopolitics, you want to talk state politics, national, monetary issues, investment stuff. Guy now I consider a good friend of mine is an investment banker who's attached but not really quite part of Wells Fargo, and guy manages $1 billion in fucking assets. An incredible, smart guy. He knows a lot about law. He knows way more than I do about law and protecting assets and stuff. Anyways, I know I'm getting off track a little bit, but people want to hear from others. Yeah, fuck, you got it, Jim. Over-medicated, emotional children. Being emotionally based sucks. I have a hard time dealing with it. I can't handle it, right? Because there's no thinking involved. Good golly, yeah. Anyways, and fear. Who was it? It was have nothing to fear but fear itself. I think that was Winston Churchill. Ooh, man, Winston Churchill. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. I mean, being afraid is one thing, but letting it cripple you, freeze you, stop you, hinder you, right? We're going to get our ass kicked, right? We're going to get our ass kicked right up here, somewhere between Fort Myers and north of Tampa. It's going to get its ass kicked. Nothing you can do about it, right? Pull up your big boy pants, get ready. For the rest of the world, for the rest of the country, for the rest of, the planet, we're all going to get our ass kicked. Economics, war, food. They want you to eat the bugs and lab-made chemical bullshit food. Of course, it has brand new mRNA in it for you to help you, get mutated into some sort of fucking Borg. But yeah, they're that's what they want. They want a bunch of medicated morons. Chance favors the prepared mind. You can be that person that has a bigger grasp of reality. And you are that person already. Keep up the good work. Semper Fi, and chance favors the prepared mind is yours. I'll see if I can get up zero dark, folks. Tomorrow, no work. Tomorrow, I get out the combat boots, pull on the camis, lubricate everything, and then get ready for the rock and roll because the war is on. I'll see you then.